questions at the end. So maybe I can hand over to Jacky.
Yeah, hi everybody. That's so inspiring, Bill and Laura. Absolutely amazing. I'm really loving this session. I delivered 4 courses for the Everyone Project, or being funded by the Everyone Project, all of which were family carers. And I developed a real passion for the family carers. I'm going to be brief, but I've got some data for you because data talks. And also building on this element of self-compassion that is so important, and it really was for the family carers in their transformation, because I really saw that in them. I also went on to deliver, I did a free one for them as well, and I also was funded for 2 further courses, because I was working in conjunction with family carers in Hertfordshire and family carers in Bedfordshire, both of which supplied everything I could possibly need, as well as the people to teach, and the facilities. Everything were really, really lovely. But I was doing the MSc in with Aberdeen University, studies in mindfulness at the same time, and my subject for my final research was obviously family carers. So I've got some data from that to show you, which was borne out really over all those many courses that I was able to deliver. So I'm just going to share my screen. I don't want to PowerPoint you to death, but I've got a few slides. There we go. And to begin with, I just wanted to share some data about family carers. This was a study that was done in 2015, so some years ago. I'm sure the data has been updated, but this is the data I used for the MSc. And I was quite shocked at the time to recognise that then 1 in 8 adults in the UK, around 6.5 million people, are carers, family carers. And the anticipation is that by 2037, the number of carers, family carers, will increase to 9 million. That's a lot of people in this role, looking after their sick relatives. And it was also stated at the time, and at that time, that carers were saving the economy £132 billion a year, which is phenomenal. So I think we should be really taking care of these people, because they're absolutely amazing in what they do. And as a result of their caring role, which is what I saw in every course that I delivered, and especially when I was paying particular attention through the MSc, I noticed how much they were suffering from this. And a study conducted in 2012, that's quite a long time ago. I'd quite like to see some latest information. So I was quite interested in your data, Laura. It was 84% of respondents said that their physical and mental health problems had increased due to their caring role. They were more anxious and more stressed, and half of them were suffering from depression. So this is old data, but I'd imagine that if it's going up every year, then so are these numbers. So in the study that I did, I had most of the courses I ran actually had 20 people, and I have to say I didn't really have a very high dropout rate. They loved the sessions. And one of the things they really loved was meeting other family carers, because they felt so alone in what they thought, oh, it's only me that feels like this. Well, no, as soon as they met someone else, able to sit over a cuppa and say, look, this is what I'm going through, and the other one would say, yeah, this is what I'm going through, and tears flowed. They laughed together, and they formed friendships that carried on long after the course finished. These are the things that I noticed when I was doing the study. These are the words that came out of the interviews when I interviewed them before, how they were feeling. Stress, isolated, guilty, anxious, angry, broken down, tired, sad, tense. So much emotion in that. And one of the key, let's go backwards. Some of the key things that came out of that not only do they suffer from physical ailments, they also suffer from being completely engulfed in their role. They suffer guilt about many things. And one of the key things that they suffer from, and we put all this together, is empathic distress fatigue. So a week before I was due to deliver my first course for family carers, I went to Oxford University to a masterclass that was run by Tanya Singer, and she had done a study which was saying that it's our response to empathy that causes us some of our problems. And compassion fatigue is a word that is a phrase that is used for people that are burnt out of compassion. And she says, no, you can't get tired of compassion, but you can get tired of empathy. Because if you get to a point where you're really taking on the stress of this caring role, and watching someone be so ill, especially if it's someone that you love, and having been a family carer myself, I get that point where I just want you to get better so I feel better. Whereas if you can get to a point of saying it's your pain, but I'm here to take care of you and I'm wishing you well, which is why the loving kindness practice is so powerful. So with that in mind, I brought that in with the self-compassion into the practices that I did and the teachings that I did. So after the 8-week course, I saw in the questionnaires that I'd used a 32% increase in self-compassion, perceived stress levels were reduced by 32%, feelings of well-being and flourishing increased by 26%, as did a sense of resilience. And these are the words that they said to me in the interviews, that they were more mindful, they were happier, they had a more sense of being kind to themselves, they were doing things for themselves, they'd found their voice, a sense of a positive self, more in control, they felt calmer, they felt respected, and they felt more positive overall. I just wanted to read you some of the things that they said to me after the course. I felt really alone, really depressed, and I wasn't in a good place. The difference now is that when things happen to me, okay, I'm really upset about it, but I don't let it affect me as much as I did before. I can feel it, live with it, and know that that feeling is going to pass. My physical body, stress, anxiety, and depression is better. The way I handle situations are all better. Everything is much better than it was. One particular lady, I'm going to read a poem that she wrote at the end. She said, the relationship with my husband was as if we turned the clock back 20 years. She was caring for him. And she says, my husband says he's seen a change in me and I've seen a change in him. And somebody else said, it's the awareness that makes the difference. I didn't realize the destructive path I was traveling down. The course has given me the opportunity to be allowed to be aware. And I'm just going to read this final poem that one of the carers wrote. She was really engaged with it. In fact, they asked me to go back, and I saw them for a year after that. I went and saw them once a month because they wanted to continue learning mindfulness, and they loved their little sessions and their little get together. So I'm just going to leave you with this poem that she wrote called Seasons. I've lived in winter for too long, burdened by the weight of responsibility. I've grown cold and lonely. Mindfulness, you have shown me spring. You have touched me with the soft breeze of change. You have cleansed me with bittersweet tears of rain. You have shown me a glimpse of sunshine, but it will be me who steps into summer alone, head held high to catch the warmth. It will be my summer. Others may choose to follow, and that will be their summer. Winter will come again, but I will have mindfulness at my side, my companion for life. Thank you.